And we're live.
Okay. Hello, everybody
Hi.
watching. Welcome back to another semester here at UTSA. As usual, I'm AJ.
And I'm Diana.
This is Diana. We're just going to reintroduce ourselves in case we have any new viewers out there.
Yeah.
Hopefully we do. I know you're out there. Okay, so I'm AJ, like I said. I'm a senior English major here at UTSA, and I will be graduating in the spring.
And I'm Diana. I'm a senior electrical and computer engineering major. I'm double majoring. So I'll be
Chill.
I'll be graduating next spring, not this spring that's coming, but 2019.
Yeah, exciting things coming around this semester. I can feel it.
Yep.
So going with that, we just want to reintroduce everybody to UTSA, to the goings of the semester. So that's what
Yep.
this live stream is going to be about today.
And we're also going to try to help you guys kind of get a fresh grip on, the semester and make this your semester. Make it the best semester you've had. Whether it's your last, whether it's your first, just take charge. Let's go.
Okay.
Just some reminders. These are some cell phone apps that we've actually asked some of our mentees and, around the office, what are the most frequently used apps on the phone? And my favorite is Blackboard. Just because you can actually set little reminders and it'll send you notifications about assignments that are due. And it has saved my butt so many times.
Okay. Yeah. No, I don't use that at all.
Oh.
Maybe I should this semester though. I'm trying to get my act together. Well, just from what you have written here, my favorite one is the Runner app. So I live in an apartment close to campus, and I'm always trying to figure out, how early I need to be getting here.
Oh.
Yeah, because parking is not ideal right now. There's just, a lot of crowds right now, a lot of traffic, a lot of buildup. If you're trying to park here, you got to get here pretty early. But luckily for me, my apartment provides a shuttle, and so the Runner app shows you in live time where that bus is on its route. So I love that because then I can just time how long it's going to take me to walk there, and then I can also see how long the actual bus trip is going to be. Really handy. You can see every schedule available from UTSA. Or, of course, you can always just Google UTSA shuttle and it'll bring up all the schedules for on-campus and off-campus shuttles.
And also, as a reminder, it's not just for the apartments around campus, but also for the parking lots that are kind of a little bit a ways away.
Yeah, so I know that the shuttle 13 goes to the East Campus lots, which are over closer to Valero Way, and then there's also West Campus lots scattered all around.
I think it's like the 46.
43, I think.
One of those.
But something that I heard is that they've also opened temporary parking available. I'm not sure the name of that lot, but there is a shuttle available from that temporary parking lot just to deal with the first week back crowds and everything.
That was crazy.
I don't know how long that parking will be available and how long that shuttle will run, but that's out there.
Yeah, that's always an option. Another app that we kind of have listed here is the My UTSA app. This is great for just announcements, campus-wide. If you're trying to find what times things are open. I know that through the My UTSA app, you can actually get to, what is that part with all the student orgs? The website? Rowdy Link. And so they have all the announcements. And so also, definitely update your ASAP with your cell phone because all the UTSA alerts go out through that system.
Yeah, you want to make sure you're getting texts to the right phone number and email sent to the right email because they will let you know everything from campus closures like we had this weekend because of the weather to, I don't know, safety messages, just general messages. You want to make sure you're getting these.
And we're getting some information about the temporary parking lot that you were talking about earlier. It's Park West temporary parking. It's actually live coming in.
Yeah,
right now.
We're just now getting this info. So this is cutting edge. Hello.
It's going to be Route 44. And do you guys know how long it's going to be open? No. So I guess just, keep that in mind. If it's a necessity, this is always open.
Again, that's why you should have your phone number and email updated because they will probably let us know through those announcements when this is going to be available for students to use.
All right. So then, and then another really cool, neat thing that I learned last semester was if you text join followed by the 5-digit bus stop for the VIA bus.
Yeah.
To 52020. We'll put this in the description below. But again, that will help you send you texts about, when your bus should arrive. And this is for the VIA bus, which is the San Antonio bus.
Yeah, so for all you commuters, I used to park downtown and catch the 93, the 94 bus to get to UTSA main campus, that's something that I would do. I would be kind of sitting there waiting, wondering if I had missed the bus or not. You just text Joyanne, type in the number, and it'll let you know, kind of like the Runner app, where or how far that bus is away from that stop.
Yep. Now, talking about wonderful Commute.
Commuters, we love you and we're sorry.
Some commute problems that we've all experienced, especially this past week with the beginning of school.
Yeah. Did you park on campus the first day?
Oh, actually, I did.
Oof.
I did. I got here at 7. And like 5 minutes, I got out of my car. It took 5 minutes for me to get out of my car and stuff, and everything was full.
Yeah, I believe it, honestly.
Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah, so in case you haven't noticed, although it's kind of hard to not notice, they've started construction on a new science and engineering building, I think.
Yep.
But that includes the closing of one of the parking lots in that area. So essentially what happened is faculty A got moved back to faculty B, got moved back to the commuter spots, and commuters were kind of displaced to the other parking lots around campus. So that amounts for the confusion and the driving around in circles you're seeing right now. I would really recommend you take a shuttle just because it's a little easier and you'll probably get to your class sooner than if you're, circling around sharking people for their parking spots.
And yeah, like for me personally, I know that like it's so much quicker if I just drive straight to the parking lots, way off, and then walk on campus than if I wait around and think, maybe I'm gonna find a spot, and then I end up parking far away anyways.
Yeah, and so if you're thinking that this construction will be over soon, well, it's going to be going on until fall 2020. That's when the building is scheduled to be open. So this is a combination of construction traffic and beginning of the semester traffic. So some of it will subside, but for the most part, this is kind of the situation.
So yeah, so we're just gonna go over some, I guess reminders about, commuting or, shuttle, stuff like that. So the shuttle schedule, like we talked about, if you get the Runner, the app, or the schedule is actually available online. Just Google it. Super simple.
Something that I hold near and dear to my heart that I want to take a little time to talk about is shuttle etiquette. If you are on the shuttle, just remember that everybody on there is trying to get to class on time. We're all here for the same thing. So, maybe don't take up the whole seat with your backpack, kind of hold it in your lap so more people can sit down. This morning, I know my shuttle was, all the seats were filled and then there was standing room only. So if it is at that point, make sure that, you're standing not smashed together, but as close as possible, just so as many people can get on that shuttle and get to their classes on time. Because I know that this morning on my shuttle, we had to leave some people behind to wait for the next shuttle because we were just completely full. So just some courtesies. Say hi to the driver. It's just it's a nice thing. Thank them when you're done.
Hold on to the rails.
Safety. Hold on to the rails. Like
please.
I said, there's tons of traffic. UTSA Boulevard isn't under construction so much anymore, but there's still a lot of traffic going on there. So sudden break. Make sure you're holding on to something.
Yep. We got a question about pivot shirts. What do I do to get a pivot shirt that you've seen on campus? A lot of us, either mentors or mentees, are wearing this dark gray shirt with the pivot logo on. All you really have to do is just become a mentee. If you're a transfer student, international student, veteran, or just a non-traditional student, come to our office. We're always open from 8 to 5. In the Flan building.
3.0, 2.04. And again, I know that.
Yeah,
it took me like a year to learn it, but
it's cool.
And that's the gray T-shirts with the blue logo for our program RTE. But there's also Alamo Runners, Math Matters, and F2G&G, which all have their own shirt.
Yep. And so again, if you're like a first gen, definitely come out and check out the F2G&G program. Math Matters is a wonderful program that works with the Math 1073.
1073.
And it's the algebra for science and engineering majors. And then Alamo Runners is for the Alamo College's students and stuff like that. So 4 wonderful programs. Always drop by our office. We're always here. We're happy to answer questions.
Yep.
Another thing is just, I guess, be mindful of other cars and pedestrians. Whether you're driving or walking, just be mindful of others. Don't be that person that walks in the middle of the lane as cars are coming. Just stand on the side or something.
Maybe don't wear your headphones when you're walking around parking lots too. Sometimes especially with the quieter cars that are coming out nowadays. Not like my car. My car's very loud, very old. But some cars are very quiet, so you want to make sure you're hearing those. And if you don't have headphones, then you might not hear the person honking at you to get out of the street.
Yeah. Sharking is another thing.
Yes.
That I know that a lot of people don't necessarily know what the term sharking is, but it's where you see somebody walking to their car and you kind of just start following them, trying to hopefully get a spot.
It's a little creepy sometimes.
But hey, whatever gets the job done.
Yeah, if you're looking for a parking spot, you see somebody that has their backpack, they're definitely leaving campus. Keep an eye on them, see if you can get their parking spot.
Yeah.
But don't follow them like from the Jimenez garage all the way to like by the rec center where their car is. That's weird. That's weird.
Another thing, which is a little pet peeve of mine, like if somebody's waiting for a spot, don't zoom in and take it.
Well, who does that?
No, it's happened like 3
This is
times.
bad people.
So don't do that. Like they're waiting. So we had another question. Can I park in La Cantera and walk over? Yeah, of course.
I think. Yeah, it's the mall parking lot. It's free to park there. Just be mindful of, I guess, the weather and the distance.
Yeah,
sometimes driving. Yeah, sometimes driving, you're like, oh, it's not that far. It's like a 2-minute drive, but it turns into being a 20-minute walk, depending on how slow you walk.
And again, you'll be walking underneath 1604, so just be very careful.
Yeah, crossing those access roads. Those are really high traffic areas, even with the stoplight. So just be careful.
Another thing I know about is a lot of students, they'll get the Via Bus Pass and they'll park at the park and ride, and they'll take the bus and come to campus, which drops them right off here.
Yeah, and you can always get a Via Bus Pass for your ID. I don't have it. This is like the first year I haven't gotten it. But essentially, you just go to the Rowdy Express. That's what it's called, right?
It's by the tech store over there.
Yeah, and the price is somewhere around $35 to $40 a semester. But with that bus pass, you just show it to the driver, and you can get on any bus at any time. It doesn't just have to be the ones that run to UTSA.
Yeah. And then, as a reminder, though, if you do lose your ID, you have to buy a new sticker. It's not like, oh, I lost my ID, can I get another sticker? No, you have to buy the sticker all over again.
Yeah, you should know where your ID is pretty much at all times. Yeah. I mean, that gets you into everything. Yeah, you can always get another one, but
it's a hassle.
It's a hassle. Also, I still have mine from my freshman year, and it's just like, memories.
I've lost it 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. All in one semester.
I almost lost it at the rec yesterday.
Oh, jeez.
Ah.
Speaking of the rec, if you're new to UTSA, definitely get your there's a form you have to fill out before you can do anything at the rec. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you fill that out before you try to go exercise or you partake in different events and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you only have to do the waiver once, and that's just for general gym admittance. I think just about every gym will have a waiver because there is exercise equipment, there is weights. They just want to make sure you're using it responsibly. And then if you want to do the rock climbing wall, there is a second waiver that is separate that you have to sign as well.
So then, moving on, we have keeping in touch with old professors. Just a reminder, it's really good to keep in touch with old professors, especially if it's professors that are in your major.
Oh, yeah.
You never know when you need a letter of reference. If you keep in touch with them and they know you very well, sometimes they might even extend like, hey, I saw this tutoring position on campus or something and you did really well in my class or something. You could totally be a good fit for this. There's a point of contact that are really good to have.
Yeah, the professors are in your field, so they're going to know what's available in your field and what's coming up and what's new. So if you're keeping that relationship with them, they'll be sure that you're included in that information. I've had professors invite me to classes like specific that I'm not registered for, but just to visit them and like kind of hear what's going on with a certain text or just getting the reading list from one of their classes. Keeps you updated, keeps the relationship going, and then when you do need those letters of reference and recommendation, they have a really good profile of you, so they're not just writing just general nice statements like very smart, good student, but they can actually personalize those and say, this person was very dedicated to this project that I gave them, or they went out of the way to work on something.
Yeah. And then they're also just a great place, like, I'm really struggling in this class, or I'm really struggling to see how this is going to help me in the future. They're a great place to kind of, like, not necessarily vent, but, like, they can be, like, reassure you, oh, you're on the right path, or maybe even redirect you, like, maybe that class isn't going to help you in what you want to achieve or something like that.
Yeah, and don't forget that professors are people, too. Sometimes it's nice just to go visit them just for the conversation, not to get anything out of them, but just to say, hey, I read this, and like it made me think of that thing we said, and you have a conversation based off of that. Or, let them
Yeah.
know, hey, I'm really stressed right now. Like, this is kind of what I have going on. And, they're just there to be that listening ear.
Or I play ping pong sometimes with my old physics
Oh my
professor. It's wonderful.
I don't even want to know how
So
that started, but, you never know.
yeah, and so that's why, like, they're people too, and they're not this like I see you in class and that's it. They love having students come back and talk to them and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
especially if you're planning on working in that field, you never know. Your professor might
Yeah.
someday become a coworker.
So then now some important topics about this semester.
Sorry, we have some
Well, we're gonna
questions.
talk about those at the end.
Okay.
They're upcoming events.
Okay, perfect.
Things about this semester, especially if you're looking, or you're worried about, class size or how much you have on your schedule. Adding and dropping classes is something that a lot of students are taking into consideration, especially this first couple of weeks. Since the census day is September 7th, and the last day to add or drop a class on ASAP is August 30th.
Which is this Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Oh, so that is coming up. So if you're having second thoughts about a class, maybe it's not what you thought it was going to be, or you're not prepared for the workload just because you have so much else going on this semester, now is the time to really kind of sit down, weigh the pros and cons, and decide if that is something you want to stick with in the semester or kind of step away from. Totally
Always
fine.
talk to your advisor though, because you never know how this is going to affect you with prerequisites or, down the road with graduation.
Also, if you need to maintain a certain amount of hours for financial aid reasons or whatever reasons, scholarships, maybe don't drop something until you have a for sure class that you're going to be replacing it with. Because sometimes you'll drop a class and try to register for something else you've decided to take instead, and that class is now full. You end up getting waitlisted, or the course is no longer available. And now you're short a class and you lose your scholarship or financial aid. So that's when you need to be in communication with your advisor, because they'll let you know, well, this is what's available in that space, and so on and so forth.
Also, today is if you drop a class or you decide to withdraw or something, it's an 80% refund.
Yeah, don't forget that the longer you go on, there's only so long that you can add a class, but you can drop a class pretty much throughout the semester. It's just the amount you're going to get back refunded is going to go down as the further you get in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think 50% is in like 2 weeks or something like that, and then after the census day, it's kind of like
essentially you get to the point where you can drop a class, but you won't get any money refunded to you. So you paid for something that you didn't do.
And then if you're in one of those classes where you kind of want to challenge, or you want to do the whole challenge examination request, which means you want to try and take the test and not have to attend class because you pass it, or you think you're capable of taking the final and passing the class, tomorrow is the deadline for that request. Again, it's something your professor would have told you by now. It would have been in the syllabus. But keep that in mind if it is something you had in mind doing. The requests are due by tomorrow. Now, to make this semester your semester, we've got all of the reminders out of the way.
Yeah.
These are just some tips and tricks that, us as peer mentors have used in the past to kind of help us get the most out of our semester.
So, number one would definitely be starting fresh. It's not only a new semester, it's a new academic year. So, it sounds very Pinterest to say, but the past is the past. You just got to move on from it.
Start with a clean slate. What happened last semester happened last semester. Don't sit here. I know that I've had semesters where I'm like, man, I barely passed last class. Like, I'm not going to do well in this class. Like, whatever happens, leave it there. Start fresh. This is a new course load. This is new classes. Take it on. Yeah,
something we've talked about in previous videos is the mindset that you take into the semester is kind of what's going to carry throughout the whole semester. So of course, if you go in thinking, boy, I did terrible last semester, I bet you this one's just going to be just as bad. More than likely, it probably will, because you're just attacking everything with that attitude. So you don't take things as seriously, or you're not as invested in them.
Or when something goes wrong, you're like, of course it would go wrong.
Yeah, so definitely stay positive. I mean, it's a new semester. You have new classes. Some of these professors you've never had before. So it's really good to just start fresh and kind of introduce yourself as a new person, a new student, ready to tackle things in a new way.
Stay organized. This is one of my kind of as the semester goes, I organized my room yesterday, but as the semester goes, it just gets more and more disorganized.
Oh.
So this is one of the things I kind of need to get in check.
Yeah, I feel like if my room is messy, there's no way I'm gonna be doing homework in there because I'm just gonna be looking at everything that's messy.
Oh,
So definitely like keeping your space organized, whether
yeah.
that's like just your bedroom or dorm or you have an entire apartment you're responsible for, keep that in order. It doesn't take much, wash your dishes as soon as you use them, take the trash out, do your
Yeah.
laundry once a week.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, definitely do your laundry. Please, for our sake, do your laundry
Or
once a
like your
week.
dishes. You don't want bugs.
No, yeah,
That's
you do not want to deal with that stuff. That's just going to roll into other problems for you to deal with later. And instead of taking, 5 to 10 minutes to clean every day, it ends up taking the whole weekend to do.
yeah.
So stay organized. You can devote more time to studying, more time to being productive.
Yeah.
Also, in terms of, oh, were you going to say something?
Oh, we got a question.
Oh,
What are some ways I can stay positive or start fresh? What are
hmm.
some ways you've stayed positive in the past?
Well, like I was saying, I just kind of greet each semester as, its own semester. It's unique. It's got its own classes, its own professors, its own schedule. So I kind of treat it as its own thing versus what I did last semester. What I did last semester, I can tell you right now, is not going to work for this semester. My schedule is different. My work schedule is different.
Yeah.
Classes that I'm having have different kinds of workloads and responsibilities. I still have my cat that I have to take care of. There's a
Aw.
lot on my plate this semester. So what I did
Yeah.
last time is not going to work. So I kind of have to create a new routine and just, like we said, start fresh and test out a couple things, see what works, be willing to drop something if it doesn't work, and just kind of move forward with that.
For me, I love to like surround myself with positive people. I always know that if I'm having a bad day,
Is that me?
I can come into the office and AJ will be here or one of the other peer mentors, and I'll just be like, man, today has been kicking my butt.
And I'm like, man, that sucks. You want a cheese stick and talk about it?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
see, so it's like just having that kind of like support
Think
group
I'm
to just
hungry.
talk about different things and stuff like that. And then starting fresh, I do kind of like at the end of each semester and the beginning of each semester, I do this like reflective thing
Mhm.
where I look back and I'm like, okay, what worked and what didn't. I know that last semester I skipped one of my classes a lot, and that's not gonna work this semester. So I take it as like a learning experience, and I don't let it affect me in a negative way, but instead I take it and I'm like, okay, so this is what I did wrong, and I can change it around by doing this, or or trying something new.
Yeah, another thing that I like to do is everybody always tells you to like set goals for yourself, but I also think it's just as important to kind of update goals that you've already set
Yeah.
for yourself. So maybe situations change, your interests change, and your goals are like the basics are there, but they just need a little tweaking to kind of make sure you're on the right path. So definitely like look at the goals that you set yourself, whether they were, New Year's resolutions or, maybe last semester's goals, and just, see what can be adjusted in them and if you're on track to meet those or if they no longer even resonate with what it is you're trying to do.
Yeah, that's a really good
Yeah.
tip.
Keep your mind clutter free, keep your space clutter free. Planners. We like
Yeah.
planners. Yeah. We're big fans of planners here.
Oh, I love planners.
Yeah.
Start the day early. Hitting snooze is not your friend. This is one of my biggest problems is I hit snooze too often. But it's actually been proven that if you get up on the first alarm, you're actually a little bit more awake than if you keep hitting snooze.
Oh yeah.
You're just prolonging the inevitable.
Even if it hurts you so much just to get out of bed right there, just do it and immediately go to the bathroom and like brush your teeth or splash some water on your face. And then like by the time that's over, you're gonna realize, well, I'm already up. I might as well be up.
Basically.
Sometimes you have to talk yourself into it, but you gotta.
Yep. Get enough rest. That being said, sometimes we hit snooze because we haven't slept enough. Go to bed early and stuff like that. Sometimes it's better to just wake up early and do your work rather than staying up late. Um, I mean, enough said. Just do it.
The science is always changing on like how many hours you need, and they vary it based on like your age or how much you weigh or something. But just a general rule is you should feel rested when you wake up. You shouldn't wake up feeling tired or feeling sick. That's your body letting you know that you're not getting enough sleep.
Yeah.
So definitely don't sleep in past that point, but maybe the next night adjust, your bedtime so that you are getting the right amount of sleep.
And there has been science correlating, staying hydrated with getting a rest or a full night's rest. So like the whole eight cups a day and stuff like that. If you're keeping your body hydrated, it's easier for your body to get rested. So just keep that in mind. Always drink water, especially with the Texas heat that's going on right now.
Oh yeah, yeah. It is. I don't know. Today it's kind of windy, but I mean, I'm expecting us next week to be back up into the 90s.
Yep.
And it'll stay that way pretty much until like late October, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Happy fall.
Utilize your resources. We can't stress this enough. We're always here to help. As peer mentors, this is what we love to do. So come and get a peer mentor here in the Pivot office. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask. It's not like a sign of weakness or anything.
Yeah, no, we have good advice. We
Yeah.
have good tips.
Go to your professor's office hours. So many people do not utilize this, and then at the end of the semester, they're like, "What's going on? I don't know what I'm doing wrong." The professor is the one who's designing the course, and teaching the course, so they know what you need to know.
Yeah, nine times out of 10, if you go to a professor at the end of semester and you're kind of telling them the problems you're having, more than likely they're going to tell you, well, if you had come to office hours, like we could have done something. We could have reviewed this material. You could have retaken this. Go talk to them.
And again, they're the ones who write the tests. If you go to their office hours on a regular basis and you're like, look, I'm not understanding this material or something, sometimes they'll be like, hey, you really do need to understand this. Like, let's sit down and go over it because, it's going to be on the test or something like that. Professors aren't out to get you. They're there to help. And if you utilize that resource, again, they'll remember people who come to their office hours. They'll remember the people who are making an effort to do well.
Exactly. And they're not the only people available on campus to help. The writing center is available, the Q lab, there's math labs available. I think just about every department has some sort of support system that will offer tutoring or extra hours just to work on material.
I know for a fact that the engineering department started a new tutoring center for engineering specific classes. I don't know about the other departments, but I do know that every department has their own little section you can go and get help and stuff like that. Everybody here is out.
Yeah,
like, to help
and when all else fails, don't feel afraid to maybe ask a classmate, hey, like, I don't understand this. Do you?
Yeah. This is where we talk about this all the time, but like study groups and stuff.
Study groups, make friends.
It's always helpful. Like, everybody hears different materials, everybody remembers different things or writes down different things. That's why the more, like, if you get 3 or 4 people in a group, the more likely you are to have all the material amongst each other. Take advantage of the weekend. Just because it's the weekend doesn't mean you can sleep in, or maybe you need to sleep in, but don't just slouch around all day. Maybe do that once in a while or something, but use that time to catch up on sleep, catch up on just a mind break from all of the school, catch up on homework.
The weekend's for relaxation, but it's also for you to take care of yourself and be productive. So maybe you're on campus during the week, you don't eat as well as you should. On the weekend, take the time to make yourself like a good home cooked meal if you can. Or invite over a friend that does know how to cook a home cooked meal. Go to the rec if you don't have time during the week. The weekend is the perfect time to do it, and you can spend longer hours there instead of just in between a class or in the evening. What else? Clean, do homework, catch up on reading. Who knows? Maybe even do that crazy thing called getting ahead.
What?
I know.
Whoa there.
Yeah.
And again, like we started, surround yourself with positivity. We can't emphasize this enough. Everybody knows, if I study hard, if I do all of these things, I'll do well in school. But one of the things that kind of slips between the cracks is this, your attitude going in and your attitude throughout the semester. So sometimes it's really hard to keep yourself positive. But if you surround yourself with positivity, it's a lot easier.
Yeah, in some of our past videos, we've talked a little bit about self-care. As much as we love planners, we love self-care. If you have to be taking care of not only like your note-taking brain and your listening in class brain, but you also want to take care of your emotional brain and just making sure that you're all around like healthy, happy, and like ready to go to class.
Yeah, and it's 10 times harder to pay attention in class if something's on your mind or if you're hungry or stuff like that. So now just kind of like a little quick shout out, I guess, to those of the families that have been affected by Hurricane Harvey. As Pivot, we are here to help. If you need to come talk to us or something, we'll be a support group here for you guys. Our hearts go out to the families that are being affected by this event. event.
Yeah. We also had a food drive in order for September, beginning this Friday. Initially, we were going to work with the San Antonio Food Bank, but we've decided to kind of refocus that to her helping with the Hurricane Harvey victims.
So if you have any food, canned food or stuff like that, please drop it off here in the office.
Yeah, bring it to our office and we'll make sure that it's going to people who need it.
Yep.
We're getting more information right now.
There's a Harvey support group from 4 to 6 p.m. Counseling Services is offering this.
Is that today?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. Okay, so every Tuesday, again, that's a Harvey support group from 4 to 6 p.m. held by Counseling Services.
And we'll put all this description or all this stuff in the description below. So August 29th, September 5th, and September 12th.
Yeah.
Those are the specific Tuesdays that this will be held.
Yeah. Again, if you need to talk to somebody, those support services are available.
And it will be in the RWC 1.806, which is in the rec center area.
Again, we'll have all this information down
in the description.
Just love doing that.
Right. So some upcoming events that we're having. This Tuesday, UTSA is having this Tuesday, is the Involvement Fair. In the UC, it's going to be a bunch of student organizations. This is your time to kind of see what's available on campus and to try to get involved.
Yeah, so if you're, looking for maybe, I don't know, they have tons of things. There's sororities and fraternities, there's religious groups, there's non-religious groups, political groups, just social groups, food groups.
Shout out to our student org.
Student org,
Gateway.
Yes.
You may see us there, so come sign up.
Yeah, shout out to another student org in Students United Against Hate. There's a lot of different groups just with different interests. So find what you're looking for at this student org.
Yeah, definitely. Next Monday is Labor Day, September 4th. So that means no school. Most of campus will be closed, right?
Yeah, I think the library might be open.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure about that though. But September 4th, just don't come to class. You don't have to. It's a holiday. That's the time that you should be using to, do those things we were talking about, taking care of yourself, but also taking care of your classwork.
Yeah, definitely. There's a study abroad fair, September 12th. We'll talk about it in our next, or remind you again, in our next Mentor Monday, which will be September 11th. Not next Monday, but the following Monday.
In terms of
stay tuned.
In terms of our specific events, if you're part of the Pivot Familia, we are having a potluck in the office, and we are also asking if you come to the potluck to bring one of those food items for our food drive. And that's this Friday, September 1st from 1 to 3 p.m.
Most of our mentors will be here, so you can also mingle with our mentors. If you're not part of the Pivot Familia,
but you're interested, come anyway, and we'll talk to you.
Definitely, yeah. And you can see if this program's for you, or, maybe even get a mentor.
Yeah, be paying attention to our social media as well as we're having more of these events and letting you know when more of these live streams are going to be going. We're going to be putting up flyers and pictures on our social media.
So all of our social media is already in the description below, so definitely check us out. Remember to like and subscribe. Our goal for the semester is 100 subscribers, so get your friends to subscribe,
The library will be open on Labor Day from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Nice.
This just in.
What?
What is that?
Reopens
7 a.m. Tuesday. Okay,
so they'll have a little bit of closing. But I mean that's a wrap for our first live stream this semester.
Yeah, first one of the semester and the school year down. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope y'all are enjoying the semester so far. I know it's been really busy for me. And just from the amount of people on campus, I'm guessing it's busy for everybody.
Yeah. If you have any questions that you'd like us to address in our next live stream, definitely, go on our social media and ask us. We're always having people on there, so we'll definitely see it. You can always message us on social media if you have a specific question or a personal question you want answered right away, and we'll answer it.
Or just drop by our office. We're here pretty much 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. There will be somebody in this office every Monday through Friday.
Yep. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, let's do our sign off. I'm AJ.
And I'm Diana.
Thanks. See you next time.
All right.